To begin, I would like for you all to keep a question in mind. Do you think it is okay to leave here and go kill a child? Every 22 seconds, a baby dies from abortion. That's roughly 4,000 babies per day and 1.4 million babies per year. Abortion should not be legal because there are better options out there. It's essentially murder, and it has been proven to increase trouble for the woman in the present and later down the road. Personally, I think there's a better option than abortion. This would be adoption. According to American Adoptions, 2,000 couples in America are currently ready and willing to adopt. These couples are always willing to help out the expectant mother in any way in order to receive the happiness and joy they cannot have. Some may say that the expectant mother cannot afford to proceed with the pregnancy and that this gives a valid reason to have an abortion. This is invalid as these adopting families will do anything to make sure that the baby that will be a part of their family is healthy and safe. Also, some may say that a woman should be able to have an abortion because of rape and that she would not want to have a baby. In reality, only 1% of all abortions are performed because of rape. Plus, if the baby does not bring joy to the expectant mother, then at least give that joy to someone who is not as blessed as you are. According to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, murder can be defined as the crime of unlawfully killing a person, especially with malice aforethought. Basically, murder is the crime of deliberately killing a person. When a woman chooses to have an abortion, she deliberately makes a decision to end her pregnancy, resulting in the death of the baby. Some argue against the statement, saying that the baby is not considered a person because scientifically it's just a fetus. My problem with this, then, why when a pregnant woman is murdered is it considered a double homicide? If the baby is not considered a person, just a fetus, then the government needs to let thousands of convicted felons out because they have already served their time for one homicide. We can all agree that this country was founded on the concept of religion. Even our money has, in God we trust on it. For this reason, I do believe that there is a cause to argue the moral thing to do here. According to the Bible in Job 31:15, did he not that made me in the womb make him, and did not one fashion us in the womb? This shows that God made us, and from that point on, we are considered living human beings. Also, the Bible continues to point out that thou shalt not kill, Exodus 20:13. You shall not murder. Some may say that this is invalid to bring the Bible into this discussion because of the Constitution saying that there is a separation of church and state. But it is reasonable to believe the government that when this was written, that it was meant to be interpreted as do not bring the government topics into the church, because in the Bible we are told not to do so. It is also reasonable to argue that we cannot bring the Bible into the government, seeing that this country is founded on the concept of religion. Not only this, but we refer to religion on our currency, and we also use the Bible in our judicial system, and when we inaugurate and elect into office. Essentially, we as a society have interpreted not only the Constitution, but also the Bible in order to cater to our wants as human beings, in order to justify our decisions through our politics. Others may also point out that in our Pledge of Allegiance we say, one nation under God. All this proves is that there is no separation of church and state in the thought that we look at it. In all retrospect, abortion is essentially murder, not only according to the Bible, but also to the law if we justify it the same. Although some may see abortion as the easy way out, it is not a walk in the park for the women who undergo an abortion. These women face PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. According to a recent survey, 52% of women who underwent an early abortion and 67% of women who underwent a late-term abortion qualify to meet the American Psychology Association for PTSD. In the book, The Christian and Social Issues by Tom Wallace, a reference is made to a full-page Washington Post ad dated June 13, 1983. A lady who had undergone a saline abortion 6 months earlier describes the mental torments that she now suffers every day. She speaks of her everyday hell of never hearing a baby cry without crying within myself, counting days to see how old the baby would have been, wondering what contributions my baby would have made to our desperate society, and wondering if there will ever be another chance for motherhood. This is not to mention the recollections of the procedure itself. The same lady, as mentioned before, recalls sitting in a crowded waiting room, studying each other's fearful, anxious faces, signing death certificates for what is much very alive within you, seeing crying women giving tranquilizers and sent home to recuperate and try to forget. These women are never mentally right after the procedure. Their body cannot mentally or physically handle the stress and turmoil that an abortion brings upon it. Not only this, it has also been proven that there is a direct link between abortions and an increase in drug and alcohol abuse in the women. In the recent study conducted by the University of Manitoba in Canada, it was found that women who had an abortion are about 4 times more likely to abuse drugs and alcohol than those who carried their pregnancy to term. With this knowledge, if we were to allow abortions to be legal in a way, we are promoting drug and alcohol abuse. This can be stated because if we know that these women are 4 times more likely to abuse drugs and alcohol, and we are okay with that and still allow the procedure to be done, then we are just asking for our crime rates to go up and to allow that much more evil doings in our towns and neighborhoods. Abortion has also been shown to increase the risk of severe depression and anxiety by 1/3. Not to mention that 5.5% of all mental health disorders are a result from women having abortions. Is it really the safest decision to allow these women to have an abortion as a legal choice for the happiness in the present if they would more than likely suffer turmoil down the road? Pro-choice people may jump in here and argue that this may not always be the case, but this can be countered. Every single woman who becomes pregnant develops a natural mothering instinct. If this instinct cannot be carried out by their child, then the body will try to fulfill the wanting of carrying it out. If there is no child to physically carry out this instinct, then the mind will create visions to try to fulfill that need. It has been reported of numerous women who had abortions having nightmares of babies crying all around them, being alone, and hearing a baby cry, and or the need to nest for nothing. This eventually drives the woman crazy, resulting in the mental disorder. In conclusion, there ultimately is no positive outlook on having an abortion other than a quick fix with major consequences. These consequences include the increased depression, PTSD, and drug and alcohol rates. Abortion is just a quick fix out. There are better alternatives like adoption. There are no excuses. These adopting families are more than willing to help in any way. Abortion is also murder. If a fetus or baby is considered a human being alive and well when a double homicide occurs, it should also be considered a human being here. Now, do you think it is okay to leave here and go kill a child?
Can I press stop?